So my honorable mention, I almost forgot this about it until just a second ago. My honorable mention is actually written by, or directed by Alex Garland, the writer of the 28 Days series. So
Quite a year
something
he's had
good,
then.
something good this year. Because I did not like 28 Years Later, but he directed a film called Warfare, and I was interested in this movie because last year the movie Civil War, which I think was on my best of list, but as time has gone on, I have some issues with it. Also, weird writing decisions, come to think of it. This movie, because it is adapting a specific real event, doesn't necessarily suffer from the writing thing, because it's a war film about a specific thing that happened on the November 19th, 2006, the Battle of Ramadi.
Recent.
It is a war movie, but in the Iraq War. And part of why I'm calling this an honorable mention, besides the fact that, it's outside my top 5, is there's kind of a specific thing I admire about it, which is that it is really just, and what's the runtime? Not super long, I would assume. 95 minutes. So it's really just a quick 95 minutes of, essentially the actual 95 minutes that actually, it's almost like a real time being in the absolute chaos of war. And I think this is a movie, I would say the way to watch this movie would either be in theaters, which I didn't get to do, unfortunately, or like I did, which was headphones, because the sound design is incredible. I mean, it's just so intense, and so hyper real, and it's upsetting. So on the way the movie was produced, the way it was shot, the way the sound design, on all those levels, I think this movie is really remarkable. And my biggest takeaway as far as the plot itself, as it were, is sort of you're left with this gross feeling of my God, they all of that chaos, all of that destruction, all of that human suffering for this, it's just for nothing. It really just gives you this gross feeling of I mean, hot take, but war is bad. But
right now, some generals what?
Yeah,
how dare you?
I think there are people who maybe didn't get that enough. They maybe thought it was glorifying it. I don't think that's not how I felt at all, because at the end of the movie, I just felt so gross. I was just because it's sort of what were they doing any of this for? It's so, there's no, they kind of just dip after all the chaos. It's just for nothing. And that makes you feel so gross. And anytime I get a unique feeling like that from a movie, I admire it. So there's my honorable mention.
Oh, before you move on, this is a question to ask. Kind of like how people say that they can't really watch Schindler's List a second time.
Yeah.
Is this a movie that you feel like you could watch another time, or is it kind of a it's so traumatizing, it's really only a one and done type thing?
It would probably err on that side. The thing is, Schindler's List has a lot more there's a lot more to actively pull on your heartstrings and traumatize you. I would say this airs on that side because it is insanely gory and upsetting. Because it really is dryly, no soundtrack, just as if you're just watching a battle happen. And that creates where I think for a lot of people, they would not want to watch it even once or ever again. I could see myself watching it again only if I wanted to kind of re-immerse myself in reappreciate the way it was made. Now kind of knowing what happens more, kind of appreciating the way it was shot and stuff. I could see myself watching it again, but